so this is going to be the Gemini and Cancer relationship in regards to how things will play out for you guys, okay? So when I was pulling your cards, the issue that the Gemini is having with the Cancer is trust and faith, okay? So we'll get to the bottom of that. And then the issue that the Cancer is having in regards to this Gemini is a baby. So it could be literally a baby, or just someone, a Cancer that's having issues with their childhood, and it's coming up and playing out in this particular relationship. So we're going to see past, present, and future, what's going on. So I've already done the past, present, and future cards. We're going to get to the details of why these cards are showing up. So we do have the World card here. So in the past, the aura of the situation was, you know, very like congratulatory. I almost feel like this is something that you graduated towards. You left something and you guys got together, and it was really good. It was balanced. Everything fell into place, and it was almost something that you had to work for, but you probably didn't even know that you were spiritually setting yourself up to get with this person. So a really, really good energy. And we have the energy of the King of Wands here. So I do feel like it was a situation where it was just warm energy, passionate, creative. You guys brought a lot of inspiration from each other, and it was just perfect. And so then we move on and we have the Gemini in reverse here. So this could have been the Gemini with their issues with trust and faith. There's some Aquarius coming up here, and maybe there is a sexual encounter between the Gemini and the Aquarius, or the Aquarius and the Cancer. But I feel like for whatever reason, that trust and issue thing happened there. So let's get to a little bit more deep into that. Why was the Gemini having issues with trust and faith? Okay, so yeah, maybe this Gemini felt like they just weren't protected. Maybe this Cancer, I'm thinking the Cancer for some reason did something they weren't supposed to do, and it caused for the Gemini to start having speculations, and they couldn't trust this person. So the Gemini here, there's like well, obviously we know the trust and faith card is already out, so there was issues with that. But even with that, it was like something needed to be dropped from the situation with the Ten of Wands here, but it wasn't happening. But I think someone still wanted more than the other person for sure. But I think this Gemini couldn't get past the situation. But that's in the past. So let's see. But something needed to work for the family, because we have 10 of Pentacles here. So probably like a domestic connection. And so they couldn't move past that person, or they just didn't want to. And then also probably for financial reasons too, because we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So it was just more stable for this person to stay in the picture for sure. But even though this situation was happening, there was still isolation from someone. Someone was still being very isolated because of the past issues with, you know, what already had happened. So yeah, but even with all of this happening, there was still a toxic connection or attachment in regards to this person, for sure. And someone could have had a lot more authority over the other. So all of that is in the past. When we move to the present of the situation, there's a lot of communication issues. Lies, someone's not being honest about things. Let's see what communication errors there are. Oh, whoa. Okay, so there's some honesty issues with the independence, or someone not being in touch with this Aquarius. This Aquarius is coming up very strong. Who is this Aquarius person? Because they showed up again. And there's almost like someone feels like there's no hope or light at the end of the tunnel for the situation. But I do feel like it's the Aquarius coming back in. So who is this Aquarius? What attachment is there? Okay, so it's someone that maybe someone had a relationship with in the past. Or maybe it's just someone that, like it could even be a family member, but not in a romantic way. I'm saying like a connection to someone who is in your life that this person just doesn't get along with. But because of the past issue, I feel like this Aquarius is a person that the Cancer or the Gemini had dealings with. Yeah, and it just seems like they get along very well, so it could seem as though they help each other out. But for some reason, it's causing a discourse in the current situation between the Gemini and the Cancer. And nothing seems to be working out, but people are staying because it's comfortable. Because we have the Nine of Cups here and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it's not working out, but someone's staying because it's a comfortable situation. But there's no movement, there's no progression, there's just stagnation between these people, the Gemini and the Cancer, and there's also no communication happening because Six of Swords is in reverse. So the communication is stagnant, meaning that there's no way to really get past anything, and especially dealing with the Gemini, communication is key. I mean, they're the messengers of the zodiac. So if the Gemini is the one who's hurt, which it says here they have trust and faith issues with the Cancer, they're not saying anything, or maybe they tried and there's just no movement with that. It almost seems like it blows up in their face. Whoever's trying to talk, it blows up in their face whenever it's brought up. So there's no movement. So how can we get movement happening? Or what part of the relationship should there be movement? Okay, so we have the Cancer card here, Chariot, upright. And yeah, it's so the Cancer is not talking. The Cancer isn't doing any communication. Or if they do communication, it's like they didn't think it through. It's just they're talking through emotion. So obviously when you do that, especially a Cancer, with all that emotion that's already happening, they could be saying things that's not even relevant to the situation, or they could say something that is damaging to the situation and doesn't help out with fixing it. So in order to move forward presently, the Cancer is going to have to like speak. Like they have to speak up. And if you're the Cancer who is the one who was hurt, you need to think about what you're saying before you say it. And also think about why you're saying what you're saying. Because I feel like the Gemini is open to hearing it. Even if they were the person who messed up, I feel like they're open to hearing it, but the communication is just off. Like there is no communication. And I feel like it's in regards to the Cancer. The Cancer may feel like there is no point in speaking about it, but there needs to be something done about it. There has to be something that's said. We do have the Aries card and reversed Emperor card. So maybe the Cancer feels like the other person, the Gemini, because we have the King of Swords here in reverse. This Gemini has a way of manipulating things, or maybe if you say something to them, they take full control of the issue or the conversation, and they manipulate what you say, or they manipulate how you feel, so it makes you feel like you were in the wrong. Which, I mean, all air signs do that. Or they have a tendency to do that if they're not balanced. So I can definitely see why this Cancer feels like there's no point in talking. But if that's the case, then, well, no, because we have the Eight of Cups here. So it seems as though you don't need to walk away from this just yet without having closure. You need to go back to that situation that's eating you up and speak about it. Because if not, then we have the Wheel of Fortune here, and universe is going to step in and things are going to get a lot more rough, and you may feel a lot more betrayed and a little naive about the situation with the Fool card here. So yeah. And then we have the Hangman in reverse. So it seems like somebody needs to make some movements, because just sitting here and not talking about what needs to be talked about with the Five of Swords, it's not doing anything. And somebody's already ready to leave. They just don't have, they're not ready to leave yet. It's like they're ready to leave physically, but they don't have the resources to do so. But I think it's because, I don't know, it's like this, it's a long battle with this situation. So in the future, we do have the Sun card. So this could also double as the Leo card, or there could be a child in the picture that's showing up here. But I do think this is, everyone's getting what they want. So let's see what this is. Well, we have the Knave of Swords. It came out sideways. So I'm thinking the Gemini ends up doing a lot of introspective thinking, but also the Cancer as well. Both of you guys kind of retract and think about what's happening. But it seems to be that there's a big decision that has to be made, because we have the Judgment card in reverse. So it's like you guys don't realize that this is what you want, but it is, because I think you're going to get to the bottom of the situation in itself. But it's like not because you guys are doing anything about it. It's like universe is going to step in. There's going to be a huge judgment moment where there's like self-evaluation, maybe some criticizing happening, and a big decision or ultimatum that comes through. And it's not going to feel good at all, because you guys have waited this long to not fix the situation, which, I mean, a lot of people do that, but it's like you're not going to like how it happens, but at the end of the day, it's going to be something that you already knew needed to happen, because we have the High Priestess in reverse. So you already know that this is something that was going to happen eventually, but it was like now it's not time to wait for it. Now it's just happening. And now it's like you don't even have to invest any more time in it. It's just going to happen. Like, instead of, like I was saying, if you work on it now presently, then a lot of this will be a lot smoother, and you'll have more of the sun energy of, or the sun card, and you'll get what you want, but it won't be as painful. But because you guys are not trying to even work on it, but it needs to be something that is talked about, it's gonna be a lot more painful, or maybe just a lot more volatile. And then we have the Four of Cups here, so maybe it ends, but there's a reason why it's ending, and there's a reason why it works out that it ended. And we have the Knave of Pentacles here, so it's like someone's leaving something because it doesn't serve them. And it definitely could be the Cancer. Like maybe the whole issue in the beginning was because the Cancer wasn't happy and they just didn't go about it the right way. But with the Magician card here, it's definitely like you're doing, like you have full control over this. But it's probably a financial issue for a lot of you. Like, cause it seems like this relationship is like really connected, but not, I'm not saying emotionally, but I mean like obligations are here. And so that's why there's really no movement that's happening, but it has to happen. So let's see, will it get any better? Yeah, so it'll end in a justified way because we have the Justice card here. So things will be balanced, but obviously like when you go to court, it's not always a fun thing, but somebody's going to have victory in the situation. And it's going to be because things are revealed with the Moon card in reverse. Things are revealed in a different light. And it might sting for a little bit. It might make you have like all these doubts in your head, like, okay, what went wrong? Especially in regards to the Gemini. I feel like it's going to have a lot of like what the hell moments, or like trying to figure out and calculate what went wrong. And the Cancer is just going to be hurt because things didn't play out the way they wanted to. But at the end of the day, the emotional aspect of it will be healed and, you know, just better. I feel like the Cancer is going to feel a lot better. And it didn't work out the way that you guys wanted it to, but at the same time, there's no more arguing. You guys have graduated to something else with the Hierophant here upright. Just a matter of accepting it. So yeah, I think that's it for you guys. That was kind of lengthy for this relationship, but I feel like it's because it's been going on for a really, really long time, which is why you guys kind of already know how this is going to play out. But it's just a matter of if it's going to be the easy way or the hard way. So yeah, I think that's it. If you would like a personal or private reading so I can get a little bit more specific on, you know, your moon signs, you can see like how it will literally play out for each person in the relationship, then you can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. And yeah.